thing. We'll go on a historical perspective. We'll look at Nigeria's history just after independence, the things that happened there and the things that are happening now. And the big story today will entirely focus on a story I want to tell, the story of Jack, the story of Yakubu Gowon, the rustic Kanke plateau boy who became a general and in so doing also became Nigeria's longest serving head of state. On last Saturday, October 19, Jack turned 90 years old and remains Nigeria's oldest living former head of state. Yakubu Gowon is a fascinating man who lived a fascinating life indeed. He has a fascinating history. Became head of state in the latter days of 1966. He ruled during the deadly Nigerian Civil War and stayed on in power until he was removed in 1975 while he was abroad on a state function. General Gowon stayed in exile in the UK and went on to earn a PhD in political science at Warwick University in 1983. As the red carpet was rolled out to mark his 90th birthday celebration in Abuja this past weekend, President Tinubu wrote this message to General Gowon. We'll start from there this morning. This message by President Tinubu to General Gowon. President Tinubu wrote, and he said here, on his 90th birthday, I pay special tribute to our elder statesman and former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon. General Gowon is gentleman extraordinary, one of the longest serving Nigerian leaders. He did a lot for our country and served meritoriously in various capacities within and outside the military. As a brilliant officer trained at Sandhurst and reluctantly became Nigeria's leader at 32, his life story has inspired many Nigerians. As the nation's head of state, he contributed to nation building. It is on record that after the country's civil war, his philosophy of no victor, no vanquished helped promote national healing, peace, and reconciliation. His most incredible legacy was the ECOWAS, founded in 1975. Since I became president, General Gowon has been my counselor, offering me advice when needed. He was there for us when we had a misunderstanding with some of the Sahelian states, calling for moderation from all sides for the sake of ECOWAS's unity. General Gowon's life outside the office is also remarkable. After stewardship of the country, he acquired more knowledge, demonstrating that age and status are never barriers to be the best we can be. The message went on, and President Tinubu ended by saying, I pray that God Almighty will imbue General Gowon with more wisdom and grant him good health and more years to contribute to be useful to Nigeria and humanity. This is President Bola Tinubu's message to General Yakubu Gowon at 90. Message was read at the celebrations to mark General Gowon's birthday last Saturday. Now, on January 15, 1970, in Lagos, a certain colonel, commander of the 3rd Marine Commando Division of the Nigerian Federal Army, Olusegun Obasanjo, 32 years old at the time, led one Major General Philip Effiong, 44 years old, to a 35-year-old General Gowon to offer the instrument of surrender to the head of state at the time. Listen to General Gowon. That was the same day he delivered the famous "No victor, no vanquished" speech. Listen to him, General Gowon, in 1970.
And we have with us today Colonel Obasanjo, and unfortunately the other field commanders are not able to be with us at this moment. But we have Colonel Obasanjo, who is the commander of 3 Marine Commando, who have been able to capture a number of senior secessionist officers, and he had brought them to Lagos to see us in order to let us have their acceptance of the spirit of one Nigeria.
To formally give up secession and report for reappointment and redeployment. Philip Effiong.
Your Excellency.
Glad to see you again.
My pleasure.
How are you?
Very well indeed.
Glad to see you again. Thank you.
Patrick Amadi.
How are you?
Excellency.
Glad to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Glad to see you again.
It's an
Welcome
experience.
back. Honestly, glad to see you again.
And I would like, therefore, to take this opportunity to say that I, Major General Philip Effiong, officer administering the government of the Republic of Biafra, now wish to make the following declaration. That we affirm we are loyal Nigerian citizens and accept the authority of the Federal Military Government of Nigeria. That we accept the existing administrative and political structure of the Federation of Nigeria. That any future constitutional arrangement will be worked out by representatives of the people of Nigeria. That the Republic of Biafra hereby ceases to exist.
On Saturday in Abuja, General Obasanjo, now 87 years old, had his moment. Let's listen to him, Obasanjo, on Saturday.
It's a national celebration, and you are worthy to be nationally celebrated while you are still alive. I look at the galaxy of distinguished men and women around. Only very few of them can claim to be eyewitnesses to your time in government, not to talk of your time in the army. And because by the grace of God, who has given you the longevity of life, and who has given me a little bit to be following you, I will just thank God on your behalf that God has made you to be 90. If I have come from Calabar, I will say 90 no be yoke. And sir, 90 no be joke.
General Obasanjo, the both men have history together. Today is a day of history on the big story, and we're going somewhere with this story. Just stay with me. In November 2020, the now president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Yakubu Adesina, was reacting to some criticism of General Gowon. And he said, let me quote him, "Be careful of misinformation. His Excellency Yakubu Gowon, Nigeria former head of state, is a man of great honor, decency, honesty, amazing simplicity, humility, and integrity. I know him, a great and admirable statesman of Nigeria. His honesty and integrity are impeccable." This Saturday, Dr. Yakubu Adesina delivered the keynote on the 90th birthday lecture of General Gowon. He had some things to say. Let's listen to him again. Akin Adesina, President of the African Development Bank.
You were an exemplary Nigerian and African leader. As head of state, your leadership was marked by several firsts. Your visionary leadership led to the creation of the Economic Commission, West African State ECOWAS, where we are today, bringing together all 16 countries in the region for economic and political cooperation. You created the National Youth Service Corps, the NYC. That's right. The only policy decision in the history of Nigeria that has endured all governments. A pointer to your remarkable vision and confidence in the youth and Nigeria's unity. I would like the Nigerian NYC that are there, please rise up and take your cap up and salute the general. Thank you. Good, thank you very much. Thank you. As a recognition of the beauty and richness of our cultural diversity, and ahead of the first ever Festival of Arts and Culture, FESTAC, you commenced the construction of the National Theatre, now named by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts. Your fingerprints are still seen in countless lasting infrastructure developments across Nigeria. I can keep listing your endless achievements. The bottom line is that leaders are not to be emulated. Leaders are to be emulated. General Gowon, you are to be emulated. Emulated for your candor and nationalistic